up, everybody? I'm Sal Klein. This is Reggie Steele. And welcome to Spitballin. Spitballin.
What's up, everybody? I'm Sal Kalani. This is Reggie Steele.
And welcome to Spitballin, y'all.
All right,
Got a little country twang in there.
That was a little too much twang.
Was that too much twang?
Too much twang for that thing.
Audience, you guys tell me, was that too much twang? Less twang? More twang? Is there a thing? Is there a thing, such thing as too much twang? Can you not have enough twang?
I don't know, man. I know there's too much purple on right now. We'll get purple and green. We look like the Joker with our shirts.
Dude, we always somehow color coordinate and match.
You look like a muscular grimace. You know, they said what Grimace.
That's funny.
This week they finally came out, and they said Grimace is. You want to guess what he is?
He's a blood clot.
No, but remember that joke that Jasper had? What was the joke Jasper had?
He's like, ugh, when you eat, you grimace.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. No, he's a taste bud, but even that's kind of gross because he's a purple ass taste bud. What's wrong with your taste bud?
He's a taste bud? Are you serious?
Like an infected taste bud.
That's terrible. They couldn't come up with anything better than that.
Yeah, no,
taste bud? That's terrible.
Yeah, I like
That's
Jasper's better. That's the grimace you
Yeah,
make.
he's like, when you eat it, because in your heart, and then you grimace. So, thank you, man. I appreciate that. You said like a muscular grimace. I'll take that. For everyone out there who's listening, paying attention.
Trying to be complimentary. All right.
No. Hold on. I gotta say this. For everyone out there who's listening, I read a thing recently about lifting, right? And as you get older, they say that you're supposed to lift heavier weight, right? That is better for you, helps maintain muscle mass, and is good for your heart and for your bones, the whole thing. So I've been lifting mad heavy, yo. Like not mad heavy, but heavy for me, right? Usually I keep it lightweight and then high reps, but I've increased the weight and still doing high reps. So your boy is strong as hell right now, but I appreciate it. At least I look like I'm doing something.
I've been doing a little weights in the morning, bro, and in the evenings, and I ain't all swole like you and shit. Like Barney got an infection after something he ate.
I gotta be Barney with an infection? That's disgusting. That's terrible. That's terrible.
But anyway, yeah, no, I do see a little results and feel good and blah, blah, blah. All right, so we got a guest this week, Reggie. Your boy came through, and
Yes.
I went and got us a toy maker.
Yes, I'm excited.
If anyone would really like it, it'd be Reggie. And he also has done stuff in film and movies and everything. So, I mean, you know what? Let's just bring him in here. We'll learn together.
Okay.
But yeah, I met this fella and he's making toys all over. He does, he's being affected by tariffs. He's in the movie scene. He's in the television scene, photography. It's a long intro. I got nothing else. Here he comes.
Well, I know that he's based between Los Angeles
Yeah,
and New Zealand.
Yeah, the New Zealand connection, I don't know. So I have to ask him
Go
about
ask him about that. I'm curious.
because I'm not sure. And where is he, dude? Hey, Brian, where's your camera, bro?
Yeah, there it is.
Hey, Brian.
The man,
You guys are.
cameras.
You have to ask me about the New Zealand connection.
Oh, so you did hear us. Okay, so first off, Brian, this is my man,
No, I was
Reggie. This is Brian.
Reggie. Hey, man, nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you too, Brian. Thanks for showing up today. Thanks for being here with us, man. We appreciate it.
For sure, man. Always down for something fun.
So
Nice.
let me say real quick. So Brian, he comes to the hottest night, the hottest Wednesday night in LA is in Silver Lake, and I run the trivia night, and it's basically like a group of just our gang, dude, and we all take over and hang, and it's fun, and he's part of the gang. And then I started learning about his toy making, and he was showing me these pictures, and then I was just fascinated by the whole process because I've never met a toy maker. I don't know I don't know what goes into it. And then you were telling me how you've done stuff on set, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, you're also from Ohio, right?
Yeah, that's where we get our true connection there. Some
Okay,
a couple of Ohio boys.
so yeah, what the fuck's the New Zealand? Because we both saw it. I saw it on
Oh,
the website, and I've known this guy, I don't know, at least a year or so, and maybe two, and I've never heard New Zealand come out of your mouth.
well, I moved back from New Zealand about 2 years ago. So I spent over the course of 8 years, I spent about 6 to 6.5 years there on and off. Um,
Really?
but yeah, I moved there in January of 2016 and
Oh
went
wow.
there for work and a woman. Yeah, I
Uh,
went there for work and a woman, ended up staying for the work. So you know how
I
that goes.
no, wait,
was
no,
gonna
wait.
say, I bet
First,
there's a woman involved. I had a hint. I was
yeah, of
like,
course, to go
I
across
bet
the
there's a
ocean,
woman.
no paycheck is worth
Oh
that.
yeah, yeah.
But I hear New
Well, no,
Zealand's a
that
beautiful
honestly,
country though.
oh, it is. It's great. It's great. Honestly, though, the job I went over there for was a dream job, so I think it would have been. I think I would have had the impetus to go without the woman, but I went over there to work on Ash versus Evil Dead, the TV series, the
Oh,
Evil Dead
wow.
spinoff.
Okay.
Okay.
So then how did they find you?
Dude, I found them. So I was already working in film. I started out in a quick nutshell. I went to school in Athens, Ohio, at Ohio University. Did the communication. They called it TCOM, telecommunications. It sounded like we were sending Morse code or something. But I think it now is called media. I think it's called Media Arts and Studies now. Anyways, went there to learn to make movies and stuff. Came out here to do makeup. By the time I was through the college, I wasn't so much into like the editing and stuff, but I wanted to do the art side of stuff. So came out here to do makeup and then started doing props. And then props sort of became my thing, and that's related to toys as well. Very similar in skill set and processes and such. But no, so Evil Dead, the horror movies, the originals, like really hit me in a way when I was a teenager. Especially being in a small town in the middle of Ohio. You know, I grew up with Amish people,
Oh
and
wow.
taught.
Where in Ohio?
Yeah. It was.
What city?
Sorry,
What city in Ohio?
Ashland.
Ashland.
Ashland. It's halfway between Cleveland and Columbus. Grandpa's Cheese Barn is what we're known for. It's a good place to get dips and cheeses and pretzels.
Nice. Awesome.
Um, but yeah, so no, Evil Dead was like always, and Army of Darkness was always on my radar, and then I heard the show was getting made, and it was getting made in New Zealand. And I already had like some friend connections to New Zealand and a lady connection.
Hey,
And I was like, yeah, and I was like, shit, I'm gonna work on this. Oh, it's okay to swear, right?
of
Yeah,
course.
absolutely. We curse all the time.
Okay.
We
I was
prefer
like,
cursing actually.
fuck, I'm gonna work on this.
Fuck,
Um,
fuck.
Okay.
yeah. So no, I sent out an email to like 3 or 4 of my friends who were in the producing scene. I've got friends all up and down the film industry, and I was like, "Yo, who do you know at Stars?" It was being made by Stars. Like, who do you know at Stars I could get in touch with? And ultimately, I got in touch with one of the executive producers, and I was like, "Hey, this is random. I'm a prop maker, and I really want to work on your show." And they were like, "Well, we're already, into season one. They were already shooting it over in Auckland." And I was like, "Oh, that's a bummer." But they did get in touch with me about a month later needing some chainsaws made. If I'm assuming most people know what I'm talking about, but it's based off Evil Dead is a guy named Ash who has a chainsaw for a hand and he has to fight demons with that. It's very silly. But they needed some chainsaws made in 2015 for promo stuff. So they shot commercials and stuff here in LA using my props. And then for
Oh.
Comic-Con that year, Bruce went on they did a big thing at Comic-Con and then Bruce went on the Conan show and did a stunt where he like cuts a sandwich in half and blood squirts everywhere, but he's wearing my chainsaw that I made on the Conan
Ah,
show. And
Whoa.
anyways, yeah, and I leveraged all of that and those connections into working on season two, and that was not even a sorry, I got a mustache here going on. Um, yeah, so I was like, hey, do you guys like check out? Like they were really impressed with the saws I made, which is always kind of like a backhanded compliment when they're like, that's way better than we expected. But uh
That's funny.
yeah,
Yeah.
and and I hit up the art director and I was like, "Hey man, if you guys need another prop maker on season two, let me know." And he was like, "Eh, I mean, I don't know." He's like, "If you're in New Zealand, hit us up." And I'm thinking like, "Well, I'm not planning on being in New Zealand." So
Right. That's
anyways,
always the
I got
trick.
myself a v yeah, I got myself a visa. I showed up in New Zealand on a Friday, or no, on a Thursday, met on a Friday and went to work on Monday.
Wow. Talk about making that shit
Hmm.
for
That's what's
yourself.
up. That's what's up. That's really
Yeah,
cool,
yeah.
man.
Wow.
That's
So
really
then,
cool.
how long was the gig for?
So that's so it really varies, but that show was about a 4 month gig. So
Okay.
it shot like I want to say it shot roughly January into maybe even May. I can't quite remember. Might have been 4 or 5 months. Because we're always on the prop makers and the construction crew and everything. We're always there a month or so early because we have to make everything for the actors to step into.
Right.
Right.
So before the cameras show up, before the lights show up, the art department is there doing our thing.
So then you decided to stay there 6 years?
Yeah, man. It just sort of one job led to the next. It was cool. I worked on 4 seasons of Power Rangers. I did Cowboy Bebop on Netflix. Don't come after me for that one if you weren't a fan. Um, yeah, I don't know if
So,
you guys know the
I never
anime.
heard of Cowboy Bebop.
yeah, I'm not hip.
Uh, it's
Yeah.
it's like one of the best known animes, probably at least in the Western culture. It's very Americanized, and they did a series of it, and most fans did not like it, and there's fair reason
Mm.
for that.
So the
Yeah.
film and TV industry is kind of big there, enough that you can work, right?
Oh
Like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
regularly?
So everyone everyone knows Weta in Lord of the Rings, and everyone's like, oh, that, and everyone assumes that I worked for Weta, which I never did. I talked to them, I met with them, I've been to their studios, but Weta's down in Wellington, which is the south of the North Island, and Auckland is the north of the North Island. Auckland is their big city, of a whopping 1.5 million people. And yeah, man, I stayed up in Auckland the whole time and worked on features and series and all sorts of stuff.
Wow, man.
Never had to leave.
Wow, that's really
How
cool.
how was New Zealand? Like, I mean, they say it's beautiful. That's what they say.
Oh, it is absolutely beautiful. Well, it's horrible. Everything you've heard is wrong. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful. It's good socially. It's good culturally. Um, it's relatively liberal and also very much kind of live and let live. It
Mm.
definitely has its streaks of yeah, it's got some old school streaks and some conservatism as well, but it was one of the first places to legalize gay marriage in the world.
Wow.
And it has, yeah, on a this was a few years ago. Don't know who did the study or who made the rating, but it rated number one on the world of least corrupt governments.
Oh,
And
Well, I
so it's got some
mean,
cool, yeah.
this makes sense that they're so progressive. They are the newest land in the entire world. Like, there was the last piece of land to be inhabited by humans. So,
oh, I
Oh,
didn't
I
know
didn't
that.
realize that,
yeah,
Yeah, I didn't know
that's some
that.
but that
free
makes sense to know
trivia
that.
on the house. Yeah, because they never,
There
yeah.
we go. Thanks.
It was just sitting out there, and then eventually people from
Oh,
Australia are like, "We're gonna take these ships
somebody's
for a
frozen.
while," and they went out
Is it
there
me?
and found it.
Oh, there. I'm back.
Okay, you.
Well, wait. Okay, yeah, I'm back now.
Okay, so Brian, you
Now it's
grew
telling
up.
me my connection. Yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, so you grew up in Ohio, right?
Yep.
Went to school in Ohio, and you said you studied like you were communications, telecommun, and you wanted to do makeup. So, what I'm curious about the kind of makeup you're not talking about like just the makeup, like you wanted to do prop makeup, like costume makeup,
Prosthetics.
Yeah.
aesthetics. Okay.
Special effects, monster stuff, and yeah. So I was in the same program as everyone who's learning editing and camera, and I in a somewhat backhanded way, I started referring to, or I started saying that my school was only interested in producing button mashers.
That's
When
funny.
Yeah, cameras, lights, editing, etc.
Yeah.
And when I started getting interested in doing the art side of stuff, and I know you can learn this stuff at other schools, but like at our school, it's a really good film school. I could rattle off the list of people who've gone there that would be impressive. There's
Well,
probably
give us some
there's probably
names.
Well, I guess the John Schwartz is who you wouldn't know from anyone, but he was like I worked on his no, I worked on his shorts when I was like a freshman.
Okay.
And then a couple, and then when like Rogue One comes out and the screen fades to black, his name is like the first one up there, and I'm like, what the hell, John? You're like 3 years older than me, and he was
Wow.
the executive producer on, yeah. And my buddy, I'm actually
Wow.
pretty good. Not a guy named Jordan Bloom who wrote American Dad and show ran Modoc. Now he's pretty successful in the comic book scene. He co-writes with Patton Oswalt on
Oh,
two or
really?
three different books.
Wow.
And yeah, yeah. And I got another buddy who's shooting his second feature in Japan pretty soon, starring David Hyde Pierce. Um, yeah, just a lot of friends doing impressive stuff that I grew up with, and
That's
I'm like,
cool.
yeah, I make toys sometimes.
So,
Yeah.
okay, so you graduate from there and then you went straight to LA?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, so I was gonna say, yeah. So I started getting into. There was basically me and one other person, my friend Lauren, who actually lives out here as well. We were the only two people who were like, "Hey, art department is a thing, right?" And we were really just real quick. I'm getting hot. Is it gonna fuck up the sound if I turn on my air conditioning?
No, go ahead, my man.
No, I think it's fine. We'll
Yeah,
see.
Yeah, go
let me
ahead.
flip that on real quick. Yeah, let me
Yeah,
know if it's too loud.
help get that shine off your head.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
man.
no, I got
I
a
had it
fan.
going.
It's hot as hell down here, man. It's hot
I
today.
had it. I had it going before we started. I was like, I'll shut that off, and like it immediately got hot.
Yeah, I can't even
Um,
hear it. You're
Yeah,
good.
we can't hear it.
oh, great. Oh yeah,
Cool.
so it was a great place just as the guys who are writing scripts, which, are all very not groundbreaking in college, and the people who are learning editing and the people who are learning every aspect of it. I was it was also a great opportunity for me. So much of what I did was blood and guts and zombies because it's college.
Mm, right.
And so I'm like, and this is early 2000s, like YouTube is hardly a thing, and at least it's not a thing where you can go to learn to do anything like you can now. Um, and what was that?
Oh, it's
Um,
that was my
oh,
phone.
it's all
I was
good.
trying to turn it off. Yeah.
Yeah, oh, it's all good. So yeah, no, so people like, hey, we're shooting a zombie thing, and I sort of became the go-to guy for that. And everything I was doing was as uh amateur as everything everyone else was doing, but it was a great place for me to learn and show up with my fake intestines, and everyone had a great time. And I was like, I'm gonna move to LA to do that. Came out here on a wing and a prayer, like zero connections. That was another hard part of coming out to LA because everyone else I knew was coming out to write, direct, shoot, edit, light, whatever. They all had connections. We have a really good alumni network, as I was saying out here. Nobody is doing what I'm doing. So like I had a couple like meetings set up for me, like to go meet with someone who's an alum or whatever. And a couple times it was kind of like, why like is this just like, I don't know what's going on. Like I don't know, like it was this network I was plugged into that did nothing for me. But anyways, I found my
There's a
first
lot
job.
of that in LA, man. That's like
Yeah.
yeah.
I found my first jobs off Craigslist, which I don't think is a thing anymore. I think Craigslist is just for scams now.
No,
I
no,
met a
there's
few
still
people. I met a
stuff
few.
up there. I'll still look.
Yeah, yeah.
No, people
Well, I
still
was
use
looking for
it
some.
because everybody knows it. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah,
like the Tinder of the, gig world, Everybody
yeah.
knows that one.
Bro, ha- have either of you guys tried to get rid of something on Craigslist in recent history?
What do you mean get rid of?
Like sell. He means like
Oh,
selling.
Sell
Yeah.
something or whatever.
yeah, I've done it before.
I haven't, not in a long time.
It's been a few years,
That's
but
that's that's where the scammers come in. Dude, so many emails of people. I can't remember what it was, but it was a weird thing where like they wanted money orders and stuff like that. And
yeah, no,
Oh
there's
it
yeah.
was all I
scams.
couldn't yeah, I couldn't quite see the scam, but I knew it was there. Like at one point I asked the guy if he needed my social security number, and he was like, What for? I was like, oh, I thought it'd be easy for you to steal my ID.
Yeah, dude,
No,
there's
I've I've heard
Yeah, and when
crazy.
I was looking for apartments, it's a scam. Like there's just so many scams on there. That's a
Yeah,
problem.
Mm.
That
that's what I
is
was
a
gonna say.
problem.
I've heard the scams the most with the apartments, where it's like, yeah, I'm out of town right now, but if you send me
Yeah,
this, then I'll send you the key, and then you
gross,
can check it.
dude.
It's crazy, dude.
Gross. It's gross.
So let me ask you this,
Oh
Brian.
yeah, that sounds. Oh
Have
yeah.
you have you always been interested in like blood and guts, and you know what I mean? Like,
Uh,
Yeah, you
to a
were only
degree.
child. What is this?
Well, honestly, my dad a few years ago told me, I'm not like one of like yeah, when I was a teenager, I was like into like the horror movies and stuff. But you know how I feel like there's a time in like your 20s or so. You know how there's a whole bunch of people now who adults our age, middle-aged people, uh, who entire identity is based around like Freddy Krueger or some shit.
Right.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
yeah, and maybe I'm more exposed to that than other people, but there's so much of that. So I feel like I diverged from that as being like my full identity. But my dad did tell me a few years ago that for a few years when I was a teenager, he was concerned about me because yeah, I was interested in like not in I don't know, just in a very I mean, I don't think it's any different than people now binging true crime stuff. But I was when I was like 16 or so, I was buying books about serial killers and
Oh
just
wow.
reading about the. But then I should say I also have a degree. I also in college double majored in sociology, specializing in criminology. And so like that
Okay.
was yeah. And
Yeah, that
so I
makes
think
sense.
I had like an actual psychological interest in all that stuff, and I minored in psych
Sure
with that. I
you
mean,
do. Sure.
minors don't really mean anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Holy cow. Okay.
And yeah, that's probably related. But I really so I came out to do the makeup, and I really after I got some makeup gigs, and I still do them occasionally, like for my friends. I don't look for them, and quite frankly, I'm out of practice. Like I had to do a body cast like a year and a half ago, which is where you take a mold off of somebody's body. I was getting a hand for a sculpture I was working on, and like I had to hit up one of my friends and be like, "Yo, what's the new method?" Because I knew there was some better materials out than when I was doing it like 15 years ago, and I was like, "What's the best material to use?" And my friend was like, "This, that, and the other," and it was so much better than what I was even doing 15 years ago using the old alginate materials to body cast. Um,
Oh
Wow.
wow.
and anyways, I was taking any art job. Yeah, I was taking any. It's crazy. They used to use alginate, which is actually made from some kind of algae dust or something. You mix it with water, it hardens over there, and you have to like Vaseline your hair so it doesn't pull out. And now they have these
Oof.
silicones. Yeah,
Okay.
they have silicone now, which is so much better, and they have some additive to it where you don't have to worry about the hair at all. It like on my buddy, super hairy arm, Digger, this crazy dude, and I was like, bro, I've never used this before, but supposedly it's safe on hair. He's like, you willing to? And I was like, you willing to take a risk? He's like, go for it, brother. And it works great.
Oh,
If
nice.
if you knew if you knew Digger, if you knew Digger, you would appreciate my impression of him, but you don't know Digger.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let me ask you this. Once you get down here, you don't have any connections. You're looking for whatever job you can get. What do you do to survive until you build up this network?
Oh, to be just very frank, for I'd say a good 6 to 9 months, I got a lot of support from my folks back in Ohio, um, which is a huge problem with the film industry. I worked for the better part of free for almost 2 years, and that's a huge part with a problem with the entertainment industry because every entry level job they expect you to do for free. They call them internships. They really are taking liberty with that concept of internship. It's really just free labor. And
Yeah.
there is always someone willing to do it for cheaper or
That's the
free.
big
And
problem in showbiz. There's
yeah,
always someone willing to undercut. There's always
e-
willing someone to be a scab.
exactly. And when you are, at my point, at where I am now, like if I quote somebody on a job and they're like, oh, well, I just talked to Joe Schmo and they said they can do it for half the price. I say good luck with Joe Schmo. It's
Right.
Yeah.
a get what you pay for kind of thing. And but when you're getting started, it's quite. I don't know how you would get started without some sort of financial support or having some savings, um,
Or live at home
which
with your
is quite a
parents.
privilege. Yeah,
Or yeah,
exactly.
or
And
yeah.
and 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 that doesn't work for, LA is mostly transplants. So, who's here living with their parents trying to get into the film industry? Maybe like
Right.
three people.
Oh yeah,
And
except the nepo babies.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And that's honestly such a barrier. Like I don't come from a super well-off family. Like I'm from the middle of
Right.
fucking Ohio, but
Right.
I still have that leg up of privilege and of just having just having parents who can spare some rent money, like that's super lucky and
Right.
probably prevents so many talented, worthy people from even getting their foot in the door to begin with.
Right.
Right. Right.
Right.
Um,
Um,
so so just to say that helped out a lot. I took any art job I could get, and as I started doing some prop making and stuff, I got hooked up with a really good prop maker. I'm not going to go into that because he turned out to be a piece of shit, and I don't want to give him any airtime. But
Good for
he,
you.
he was back. Yeah, he was around in the 80s and 90s doing puppets, dinosaur puppets, Ninja Turtle puppets, like dinosaurs from the TV show, Ninja Turtles from the movies, all that stuff.
Oh
He's
wow.
Jurassic. Yeah, he did some Jurassic Park stuff, but ended up being a piece of shit. Screwed over a lot of people.
Mm.
like
And
money wise.
including money wise, yeah, and yeah, mostly money wise, but a lot of it was like a lot
That's
wrapped up in that, like when
yeah.
someone when you think is your really good friend like screws you over and then never talks to you again.
Yeah.
But
That's
but
very LA of him.
Yeah, and also LA,
yeah,
like you need people's recommendations a lot, and they can spoil your rep real easily in this town.
yeah, yeah. And I was very green at the time and didn't, I took a few things on a handshake, from a person I thought was a friend. And I'm still a bit that way, but I'm not gonna well, I learned a few lessons, one of which was honestly the most important thing I learned from him was probably how not to treat people.
Mm.
I've never, yeah, yeah, for real. But I learned a lot of art, a basis of art stuff, and kind of was able to launch myself from there. And he was also a successful toy guy. And through him, I met my buddy Digger, who I mentioned earlier, who was also a toy guy. I'll mention Digger's name because he's cool. He started a company called Art Asylum Toys in the early 2000s, and he created Mini Mates, which is sort of a little minifigure, very similar to Legos type thing, but it's still going. Um, and as I met some toy guys, and I was learning prop making, so I'm learning sculpting and mold making and casting, and I meet toy guys, and for some reason as a 20 something teenager or whatever the ability to create films and movies as a career had entered my brain as like that's an option, but for some reason like even though I've been passionate about and collecting toys ever since I was a kid, but I really got into it when I was about 15,
Okay.
as like seeing them as art and sculpture, so that was always in me. But as I met these guys who had some successes and like even toys that I had on my shelves, that they made, I was like, oh shit, I didn't know you guys, because that was also kind of before toy companies now give their artists credit a lot. Never used to. You would never know
Right.
who sculpted or designed a toy.
Oh
Yeah,
wow. Okay.
it was just Mattel or Hasbro or
Right.
whatever.
Oh, that's
But
true. Good point.
yeah, and that's cool now. If you look on the back of a lot of packages, it'll say art directed by or designed or sculpted by or painted by even, which I think is super cool because I think those people deserve credit.
Yeah.
But it clicked for me then. I was like, shit, like toy making is also a job. I should do that.
So how long
Mm.
have you been
And
doing toy making?
sorry.
How long have you been doing the toy making?
Yeah, so I guess I'd say I started dabbling in about 2010-ish. Um
Okay.
and
Okay.
And so there's a series of and I was kind of in the mix. I was hanging out with guys that were doing it, who had connections. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the company Sideshow Collectibles. It's kind of the one of the better high-end companies here in America. And I was linked up with them, and I'm thinking I'm going to be working for Sideshow before I'm 30. Um, and and I had a few really good opportunities that never went anywhere. And
Wow.
ultimately this led to me starting my own company, Last Resort Toys. But
Here it is,
so I
baby.
worked on, yeah, yeah. So a little bit of a whoop. Oh, there you are. A
Yeah.
little bit of an origin story. I had opportunities to work on Battle Pope statue, which is a Robert Kirkman property. That's the Walking Dead guy. This
Okay.
project got abandoned at the same time Walking Dead became the juggernaut it is. I worked on an Axe Cop statue, again, another comic book. That project got canned when another company produced toys from it. The
This
Yeah,
sounds like
the
every
real
shady showbiz job, dude. Like there's no
oh,
lawyer.
dude, well, no
Yeah.
loyalty, especially when you're working for another company, and there's a thousand bureaucratic reasons a project will get canceled. It has nothing to
Right.
do with the viability of the project or whatever. The real big one that was like on one hand, like I was like, this is it. This is my dream job, and this is going to be this is the beginning of like the rest of my career. I got a gig sculpting Ninja Turtle toys, which is just like that's my childhood, and I was working directly with Kevin Eastman, the creator of Turtles,
Wow.
and
So did you meet him?
yeah, no, I had known him for a little while. You guys remember blah, 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 Meltdown, the comic shop that used to be in
Yeah,
Hollywood.
yeah. In
Oh,
Hollywood, they used to
I
do.
don't know. I'm
Yeah, they
based
would
up
do
in the
like
Bay.
They used to do. Yeah, stand up there.
where are you based, Reggie?
I'm in Northern California. I'm currently in Oakland, California
Oh,
right now.
cool.
Yeah.
Oh, cool, cool, cool. Didn't realize
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. So I was
Um,
gonna say, yeah, I don't know those locations, but
So you might know about it based they used to do a thing called Comedy Melt, where in the back room they did a lot of stand. I saw Aziz Ansari there and a few people who were sort of cutting their teeth and doing open mics and stuff. So I'm assuming you do comedy as well, Reggie.
yes. Well, I did it for a long time. I'm on hiatus right now, but
Okay.
I'm thinking about making a comeback. I had a great conversation this past weekend that's inspired me. So I may be coming back to the stage. So we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sal has
Um,
feelings about it, but
I mean,
I was just gonna say,
he's had many of
it
these
looks like Sal has an
conversations.
opinion.
Yeah, I've given him many of these conversations, but
well,
it's
okay.
someone else over the weekend now. But we'll see.
No,
Until I see it, I'm going to be like St. Thomas. I ain't believing in Jesus till I see it. I
there
want
you go.
to see the
All
whole
right.
thing.
I'm just gonna say this, and this is your interview, but I'll say this. One of the reasons that when I decided to stop, I was kind of overdoing the material that I was doing, right? And it was working, it was fine, it was getting me
Mm,
work all over the place. I've performed around the country in different countries, been on television in a number of different ways.
no,
But I was
nice.
like, man, I'm over this stuff. And so I was just gonna kill it, like just not do it anymore. But I was talking to someone this past weekend who actually has a connection with Sirius Satellite Radio, Sal Kalani.
Mm,
Oh, yeah,
And he
who's
was
that? Can you break me off? You talking to me?
well, no, no, no. Hold up, though. You got feelings, right? You're St. Thomas. You
I've
don't
just
believe
been
in any
telling
of
you
this.
this shit for years. That's all I'm saying.
But he says to me, he goes, dude, he goes, why don't you just? He goes, I got a connection with them. He's like, why don't you record that stuff? He goes, I can master it. We can clean it up, master it, do the whole thing, chop it up for you, and then we'll put it on Sirius, and then you can supplement, you get some income from it. And I was thinking, yo, that's the best way to kill the material because I never did the special. I never wanted to do a
Yeah,
special
once you
network.
mm.
record it and put it out there, then you can't do it anyway.
Exactly. So I'm like, I got an hour plus of material that I was just gonna just throw away. But now I'm thinking, why don't I go ahead? And I maybe he even said that if you have some other recordings, he's like, I can check those out too, and then maybe we can do something with those. But if not, it's like, yo, I got a place, we can do a thing, and then that's the best way to kill it. So that's where I'm at now, where I'm like, oh man, maybe I should just start going to the open mics and get my timing back, get my rhythm, and then go do a thing, and then officially like put it all out. Because then once I do that, then I can't do it anymore,
Yeah.
so it's done, and then I have to do
Yeah.
another thing. So yeah, that's
So,
that's
so
where I'm at right now.
so you're saying you had like a real tightly polished hour or so, and you kind of just got tired of doing it over and over.
Yep. I mean, I put it like this: when I stopped, right before I stopped, I was headlining, I was featuring, I was on the road with people, I was doing corporate gigs, private gigs, wineries. I was doing the whole thing. Like
Nice.
I was running the gamut of what you can do as far as in the Bay, right? Like I never wanted to move to New York or LA, but based on that, it was like I got the television spots, I got a couple movies, I did commercials, stand-up spots, obviously, and I became friends with a lot of different headliners that I got to travel with, and that I became really good friends with in a lot of ways. So I was a staple in the club scene, headlining weeks, and and then featuring for people for big names on the road. It was like legitimately I was doing the thing and doing it well. But
Yeah, yeah.
but there comes a point where, as far as stand-up wise, there comes a point where sometimes when you're really busy, you don't have the time to go to those little spots to just work on the new stuff. So you kind of get locked into a thing. And I was just
Sure, sure.
I was kind of over. I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. So I had planned on taking like I was gonna take like 6 months. I was gonna say I'm not gonna book anything for 6 months and just go work on new material. But then the whole world shut down. The pandemic happened,
Yeah, okay,
right?
gotcha. I
And I
didn't
was
realize
like,
what timeline we were talking. Yeah.
yeah. So the pandemic happened, and I was like, oh, cool. And I have a son, and this is not my interview, but I have a son.
Yeah.
Oh, it's all
All
good.
right. Tell
well,
me
No,
about this
no,
last.
I
no,
had a
no.
son.
It's all good. We're here chatting. I'm getting to know you. It's all good.
Okay, so I have a son, and during the pandemic, dude, it was like me and my boy, right, got to hang out. I made breakfast every morning. We went on hikes, and we got scooters, and we got skateboards, and we got kites, and we got remote control cars, and the whole world was our playground, dude. Like it was great, and I just wasn't missing the stage like that. I was like, yo, I'm having a great time, and so that's it in a
Yeah,
nutshell. But
yeah. Well, it sounds like you were saying, record that hour, and then you're done, and now you got to make a new hour. You know?
then yeah, I put it out on Sirius. Hopefully, it gets some traction because I'm clean, so it'll go to certain places,
Hmm.
and I can get
Yeah,
some income coming in and let it do its thing and go on to the next.
Yeah, I could use that income. All
yeah,
right,
man.
it's about these toys, dude. What is this? I see this is hanging on your
Mhm.
door right now.
Oh yeah, there's one right behind me.
Yeah,
Well, so you guys, if you might recognize that, I actually have got one. Let me grab it real quick.
I was gonna say I've seen something like this before, especially
The
during
skull,
Halloween.
yeah, for those just listening and not seeing, this is like what is this? A
A
skull with,
skull, yeah,
it's,
So
with two hands.
arm and a
it's
hand.
colloquial. It's this old bookmark. These were quite ubiquitous when we were kids. Like you get them from.
Yeah,
I remember seeing them in gumball machines in libraries and dentist offices. It was called. It's got a little flap here. You put that over your book.
yeah, I've seen
It's
those.
called
Okay,
and
Oh,
yeah, and it's kind of colloquial known as the peeping skeleton because it looks like he's reaching over and peeping at you.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, so one of the things I do with a lot of my toys is I play in so like most of my stuff that I do is licensed or original. This is not licensed, but this is sort of one of those things that just exists in the ephemera of toy stuff.
Mm,
Nobody knows where I would even license this from anyways.
mm.
But so one of the things I do is I play in the 80s and 90s toy era a lot, which is kind of known as the gross out era. Mad Balls and Boglins and
ah,
stuff like that,
I
if you know
remember
those.
Mad Balls.
And
Yeah.
oh
Yes.
yeah, Mad Balls are great. Yeah. Um, those those also were made not made, probably not manufactured, but those were all designed up in Cleveland, Ohio, by TCFC. Those characters from Cleveland, same as My Pet Monster.
Oh
How
wow.
about that? Mad Balls is
Yeah,
from Cleveland. Oh,
yeah.
that's
Oh, that's
Ohio's
did
got
cool.
you
great toys.
did you have a Mad Ball ready?
Uh, Not really. I remember them. Those are little balls. They were kind of squishy balls with the faces
Yeah, and
on
they
them.
had a brain sticking out,
The
Exactly.
brain.
some
Yeah,
weird
yeah.
face. I had one where his brain was out, and then he was like, "Yeah, it was."
Yeah.
I remember those. I'm a little older than both of you, so I like by that time I was
Yeah.
kind of like
You're
I was
like Mad
transitioning. Yeah,
Balls.
Yeah. Well,
I
I
remember
got
seeing those.
real balls.
age and toys don't always necessarily coincide. Like I'm still in the aisles of Target trying to get like the limited Ninja Turtles and fighting like 7-year-olds for them. So,
Oh,
you know,
dude, that is
No,
funny.
you could have been into Mad Balls.
well,
Yeah.
hold up. I will say this though. I wasn't into Mad Balls. Like I've never been into like the. I remember for me it was like the Garbage Pail Kids,
Oh,
right?
those are
Yeah.
The
great, dude.
right? The gory stuff and whatever. I've never really been into that type of deal. I was a G.I. Joe guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
So
American hero over here.
yeah, so even now, I still have my GI Joes from 30 years ago. I've rebuilt them and put them together. I got a display case for them.
Nice.
And I found out recently some of the ones that I have are like actually worth something. So I'm kind of in that area where it's like, how much longer do I hold on to it before the people who are into it die, and then the
Yeah,
next
yeah, yeah.
generation is not
Well,
into it, right?
yeah. Well, no, if you're looking to sell, like honestly, now's the time. The collectibles market during the pandemic, the collectibles market went crazy
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
for
that's
sure.
right.
everyone was at home. Everyone was feeling a bit like everyone was in their feels and looking for comfort and nostalgia. And everyone had a little bit of extra cash from the government and the collectibles like a lot of stuff that I already own and already have my collection of, I would not be able to collect now because the prices have just skyrocketed.
Oh
So it's
wow.
probably the best time was a few years ago, but it's probably not going to get any better if you do have
Okay.
a couple valuable guys. But also the super valuable ones, if you've got a couple really rare ones, like those guys never lose their value. They're always. I mean, I don't know a lot about GI Joes. No,
Okay.
they weren't quite my thing. They were too normal for me. I
There you
needed
go.
like monsters and yeah, they were just
Yeah.
dudes with
Well, I
guns.
have I have this one guy named Stardust, and Stardust was a mail-in figure. Like you had to send in the UPC symbols to get
Okay.
him, and I
Yeah.
have him with his card and all of his accessories. The
He's still in the
backpack that goes.
Oh,
package?
that
No, he's not in the package.
Yes, A-word dick.
I don't know, man, because
I'm
I've
gonna look
seen.
that up.
Look
I'm
it
gonna
up
look that
right
up
now,
right now.
Brian. Let him know. Let's see
Yeah,
if
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
worth. Instead of he's just gonna sit there like it's
and
worth
and I
fucking
also have the refrigerator Perry, the fridge. He was a
starting
mail-in.
lineup.
Yeah, he was a mail-in, and then I have
Oh, he
Sergeant
was a
Slaughter, who was a
GI
mail-in.
Joe.
G.I. Joe, yeah.
Oh,
And
that's
Sergeant
funny.
Slaughter. I have all the mail-in ones. I mean, but they
Yeah,
were
you're
all
too old for Mad Balls, but you got the refrigerator GI Joe.
well, yeah, but mine are they're 30 years old. I had them when I was like 8 and 9. I still got
I
them.
thought Mad Balls was around the '80s also.
I remember seeing them, but I wasn't into. But
How much is it worth, Brian? Do we know?
uh, real quick, what did you say the guy's name was? Star or something or other?
Dust.
Stardust,
Stardust
Stardust,
out of the package. That's key.
Stardust.
yeah, and he's the
He sounds
three.
like a very
Yeah, who was he?
He had a I want to say he had a jetpack.
He was a good guy.
He was a good guy. He was a Joe.
He was a Joe.
He was a Joe. But the thing is now is that I find myself because my son is into because I was into GI Joes and I introduced him to mine. The new GI Joes they have now are the 6 inch ones, like the bigger ones, and they're super detailed, right?
yeah.
Um, but I've been collecting those now. Like I've been getting one every now and then,
Keeping
and
them in the package, or do you open them and play with them at night?
okay, you know what I'm going to share with you? I'm going to share this with you. Is that what I've been doing? Is I've been buying two. I've been buying one to keep in the package and one to play with
For you or the kid?
for both of us.
What the hell, Reggie?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
No,
he can
no.
one.
I
Then don't
that,
you?
that's how we do, Sal.
That's a
That's how we
waste of
do.
money. The new one ain't worth shit.
It doesn't matter. For me, I like it. Like I just got Cobra Commander recently with the silver face. I'll never open that one. Like for me, that's good. I'm
Yeah.
cool. Right? Like it's gonna
Yeah.
stay in the
No,
box.
some toys now do like I'm not I open up almost all my stuff. I've got a handful of things I keep in package. But toy companies now, like those updated GI Joes and stuff. Those are Hasbro, I believe.
Yep.
They're really nice quality and they're directed at people like you. They're not necessarily directed at a 7-year-old. And so they make the whole presentation of the box and the little window and the layout of the toy, they make it look like a piece of art so that if you don't want to get it out and put the little gun in the hand, it still looks really nice in the package.
That's good
Um,
display.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That makes
So yeah, so I'm looking. So his name is Starduster, which I think is slightly cooler than Stardust. Um, I feel like Stardust, like the other Joes are making fun of him for that name, right?
yeah.
Yeah, they're like, "Oh, did you have fun at the
Yeah.
dis?
Right? Yeah.
Did you have fun at the
Yeah.
disco
Stardust,
last
Yeah.
night,
It's
man.
like
Stardust?" So
exactly
so we've
Starduster.
got one. So again, asking prices aren't sale prices, but there's someone asking just $100 for a gun that belongs to him. There's somebody
Okay.
who's got him in the bag. in the bag asking 800. I'm gonna go look at sold prices here in a second. And
Okay.
then we've got one right now with two bids on it. So we've got a complete one, and it's in a nice little like acrylic display case with all of his accessories, and it's got two bids on it right now, and it's going for 112. It's got 9 days left, so it's an old auction. But now I'm gonna go look
$100.
at sold prices.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I
if it was
mean,
in the package,
it's
it's
No, I
probably
think
worth 5 times that.
well, this is the thing, Sal. You got to remember he was a
all right, well
mid. Oh,
here
go ahead.
Oh, well, what did he come? He had to come in something in the mail.
so
But
he would it would have just been a little plastic bag. I
that's
just saw
true.
one here.
Because
So
I'm
look,
like the
Exactly.
here's
Emperor. The same idea.
here's a complete one opened up that sold for 300. Um Damn, this one sold for 650 for some reason, and it's opened up as well. So hey, you might be able to
Woo!
get three or four out of that.
Okay, so this is my dilemma because
Yeah.
I kind of looked that up too, right? And my dilemma is this:
Yeah.
is I keep them because I like them. I'm not playing with them anymore. I have them in a Ziploc bag, airtight, right, with all the stuff, and I have the card that came with him. I'm like, I keep him and he's worth something. I'm not playing with him, or I sell him and I get, possibly three somewhere, any whatever amount of money I get that money. Then that money just sits in the bank and eventually I use it to pay a bill or to get a car
Yeah.
repaired, right? But then I don't. So then the money's
It
gone
comes
and the toy is gone, right? So
Yeah, and it comes down, and you're right. It comes down to what it's worth to you. I do some buying and selling and reselling, but for the most part, I'm just accumulating shit because I love it. I know it's all
exactly.
worth money, but I've got tens of thousands of dollars locked up in collectibles, but I love them. They make me happy. I live in my own little Pee-wee's Playhouse of stupid little monsters and figurines, and there's nothing that makes me happier.
Dude, that's what
I-
I'm saying. That's where I'm at right now. Because I'm like,
You guys
and,
are like Steve Carell and 40-year-old virgin.
well, okay,
Oh,
hold on.
uh, my my collection makes his collection look like dog shit.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow. Like I would love to see that.
Oh
Oh,
look,
look, Sal, he's got the game
there,
console.
there's
Wow.
my Ninja Turtle arcade.
Wow. Okay. So this is where Sal and I differ, right?
I mean, I do have some. I have some, but the only thing I have is original Star Wars toys. And there's a few. Like, oh, my brother gave me the
Uh,
Stormtrooper. I'm keeping it. I have the 1983 lightsaber. But I get it to a point, but Mamma
Okay, look,
Mia.
I'm put it like this. Warren Buffett said you never sell assets, right? So my perspective is this. For
Warren
example,
Buffett ain't talking
yeah,
about
listen, no,
toys.
but I'm talking about something that has value in a certain way, right? Like, like for example, I own a home in Alabama, and I get people who call me all the time asking me if I'm willing to sell. Hey, you want to sell? You want to sell? And they want to give me whatever the price it is, right? In the end, if I give them that house, like for me right now, that house is an asset, right? It goes to my net worth. I can rent it out, I do whatever with it. I still have that and I get something for it. Now, if I sell it and I don't invest that into something else and I just use that money, eventually what happens is I don't have a house. And then the money I got for it, yeah, I paid off credit cards, I paid off my car, I paid for a trip somewhere, I ate a nice meal, I did a thing, and all of a sudden there's no house and there's no money, right? And I'm at square
yeah,
zero again.
but
But
also but also life is made up of a series of things that involve eating nice meals, going on vacations, having adventures, and like that all
That's
costs money
true.
too. So it depends
exactly.
what you want.
No, no, you're
Yeah,
right. So what you do is you keep the asset, you monetize that asset, so you have that and let it generate something for you. So in this case with Starduster, he's worth something, but he brings me joy. Like that's the
yeah,
trade-off for me, right? Like, yeah, I know
yeah.
that he has some worth and some value in a certain way. And it's the same thing with the Starduster, the refrigerator Perry, that was a mail-in, and the Sergeant Slaughter, that was a mail-in. I have the three of those. Um,
That's
and
funny.
yeah, and then I have another guy who came with the tank, the Mauler, the driver of the Mauler. People were bending over backwards trying to find that guy. I got him,
Yeah,
right?
keep them.
I
I have him.
got him,
If
guys.
they make you happy and you you're not hurting. You got a home.
Exactly.
Yeah, fucking keep your toys, man.
Thank
All
you.
right, tell me more
Okay.
about these toys. So, what is this space? What diner? Diener?
No, okay.
Uh,
The top right. I'm sorry,
do,
right and left for me. Those guys with the bulbous
yeah,
head and eyes. I remember seeing those guys when I was a kid. They were green
Right.
though.
So what those are, do I have some right here in front of me? I do. So they're called Diener space creatures. You'll probably recognize these when I show them to you. They're from from what I've figured out, they were most earliest made in 78,
Okay.
but then they were produced, reproduced, and bootlegged. So they're these little guys.
Okay. So
There's your
you,
little alien head dude.
yeah, I remember these because I was
Yeah,
born in '74.
and so this guy. Yeah, you would have these, and the thing is that they were so ubiquitous through the late 70s and 80s. Everybody had some in rattling around in their toy box, and it's almost like nobody knows where they came from. People have I got the license to produce them in large scale.
Oh
Um,
wow. Okay, let me
and
see
and the
yours
funny
again.
thing is
Hey,
they're
we
all
lost you.
rip-offs. So these are the original toys. Let me
Oh, him,
You
Oh, there
lost
you
hold
me?
are.
up.
There you are.
Wait, hold up 1 second, Brian.
Uh,
Can you bring him back up again? I just wanted to see real quick. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I had those guys. I
Yeah,
had
but here,
those
let me
as a
show
kid.
you. Yeah, I'm sure you did it. So uh, here's the versions I make. That's the original. This is mine.
Oh, you make the bigger ones. I did see that on the website too.
Yeah.
Because I read a little bit of
So
the interview with the
I
trash.
and so
see.
the ones you were, and so these are their natural state. I do as best as I can to match the original colors of the erasers. There's like 6 colors.
Okay.
Um, and I sculpt everything by hand. So these were super fun because there's only so much detail you can shove into a 2 inch tall eraser.
Right.
And so part of sculpting these larger is sort of mining the potential detail that's there, but I stay very true to the stupid parts as well. Uh,
Okay.
even down to the unevenness. See how his hands are not equidistant from his hips
Oh
on the
yeah.
original
Yeah.
Oh
and on mine.
wow.
Yeah, I keep
Oh.
I keep everything pretty original, but make it a little
Oh
cooler.
yeah. You can see it on the blown up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
And
interesting.
I'm sure some people think that's a mistake. And like like I make slight changes, like so the front profile is exactly the same, but
Okay.
on the back I went ahead and gave his hand details, which the original has nothing there. So little
Right.
things like that that
Was his
brings it up a
butt
notch.
was his butt
Oh
always
yeah.
shaved?
Oh yeah. Look at that. He's packing cake.
You got a hairy butt on this one though.
No, no, no.
It's out. Show him. Yeah, you go.
Oh,
It's
I
pretty,
see.
yeah, it's pretty smooth. I might have exaggerated a little, but um but yeah, so
No.
the funny thing about those though is that they are all ripoffs of monsters from movies from the 40s and 50s. So
Mm,
particularly this little guy that you recognize, he's from Invasion of the Saucermen. He's sort of the most recognizable one.
okay.
So it's sort of funny that I have the license to bootlegs,
Okay.
which is sort of a roundabout. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
That's right.
funny.
Um,
Yeah.
So, hey Brian, how long does it take you to do that? To
Yeah.
make
Tell us
the
about the making process and these tariffs.
um, yeah, well, so I do everything traditionally, which sort of goes back to the story I was telling about how I got into this. As I was getting into it and honing my skills and getting some cool opportunities, digital sculpting and 3D printing was becoming a thing, and it's really, it's kind of shitty at first, and it's really good now. And I'm not anti that stuff. It's just not the kind of artist I am. I am not passionate about. I don't want to work on a computer. I like getting my hands in the clay.
Nice.
I'm surrounded by like half like here's a little clay dude I'm working on right now. So weird little dude driving a old classic car.
Oh, nice.
That's
Uh,
cool.
I got and I just like that's I don't
That's really
and I
cool.
haven't touched that. It's covered in dust. I haven't touched that in like over a year. It's sitting right in front of me. But I just that's what I like to do. I like to get in there with my tools. It's like very zen for me. I love when I can get into that flow state,
Mm.
which I feel is kind of sometimes harder and harder to get to. But when
There's
I'm
so
when
many.
I'm there sculpting and listening to a podcast, it's just the best.
Right. I was gonna say there's so many distractions now, right? Like with the television, with the
Yeah,
computer, with the phone, with apps and social media. Like there's so many things to draw your attention in different places that you actually have to actively shut off things to get into a certain
Mm.
headspace. At least that's how I feel for me.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
No, that's
um,
No,
true.
I agree. Yeah, it can be, and once you're in that state, once you reach that space, you don't want to leave, you know.
yeah, okay,
I dread like if my phone rings or something. I'm like, no, 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 leave me alone.
dude. Okay,
It
so for
definitely
me,
takes you out of it. And for a while, like I'll catch myself responding, and then I'm like, 40 minutes went
yeah,
by.
yeah. So that zone.
Yeah, and all of
So
a sudden
I
you're looking at Instagram or whatever.
exactly. Well, for me, that zone. Obviously, I'm not making toys, but I like to build Legos. I like to build, the icons, the
Oh yeah,
big ones. So there is a time where
yeah. I
you're
just I
so
just bought a Lego
focused.
set.
Oh, what'd you get?
I was saying I just bought a Lego set yesterday for my girlfriend. It's for our anniversary. Uh,
The fuck, girlfriend.
she's yeah, I've got one of those, and she collects Legos. She's into the
Oh,
flower
I've seen
ones.
that one.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, they're really cool and pretty, and she's got five or six of them mixed in with her like real flowers around her house. They're
Oh,
pretty cool.
nice. Okay.
That's great.
So for me,
Let's
I
let's
have
let's back up real quick.
okay.
I take a little bit of issue with Sal's girlfriend.
I'm just saying, 20 years ago, if you're like,
Yes,
oh,
Sal.
I got this girl, she's into Legos, and I bought her a Lego flower for her birthday. You would never imagine that sentence 20, 30 years ago.
I don't know. I mean, maybe
Yeah,
not. I don't
And this is
know.
what I feel too. Look, man, I love Star Wars growing up. When you were a nerd who liked Star Wars, you didn't get no love. Everyone made fun of you. You were
yeah,
fucking whack. It was not
Yeah.
cool to like. And to like Star Wars when there was no Star Wars between 1983 until 99. That was a dead period for Star Wars. And to still like it, oh, bro, come on. You get clowned all the time.
yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
it's still fucking surprising. So don't take shit offense to it.
Dude, all I'm saying, look, the one that I have now that I've had it for a while now, is Ecto One from Ghostbusters, the station wagon.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
nice
the
one. You got
car.
like you got like the plastic one from the real Ghostbusters toys from the 80s.
No, the
No, no,
Lego.
no, the Lego one. Oh, I
Oh,
wish I
Lego,
had that
Lego,
one.
my bad.
Yeah, the Lego one, right?
Yeah.
Um, and I'm excited about building it, but I'm just trying to find the time where it's like I can sit down and just do it. I've already done the DeLorean from Back to the Future. Like I feel like I'm grabbing all
Oh,
these things from
nice.
my childhood, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And so, but the other one, so I got Ecto one on deck, and the next one after that is gonna be the Batmobile from the
Oh,
Batman, the most recent one.
cool.
Oh,
Yeah,
the new one?
From which? Oh, from the new one.
from the newest one. I like that one a lot. I like
I
that
mean,
one a
it
lot.
is a
Yeah.
kind of a
All right.
cool Batmobile, I will
Oh, dude.
say.
I was looking at the old
Yeah.
school one, right? The blue and black one with the fins in the back, right? The one from way
Yeah.
back with West or
Adam,
whatever.
Oh,
Adam
that
West.
one's
Adam
Yeah.
cool
West.
though too, man. That one's cooler.
It is cool, but that one doesn't resonate with me as much. This one right here, this recent one, for whatever reason, when he came through the flames
I
after the
mean, that was a
penguin,
dope scene, dude, coming after the penguin.
I was like, yo, I'm getting that joint. I
Yeah,
was
no,
like,
I get
Yeah.
it. I get
Yeah.
it.
so,
No,
Yeah.
dude. Legos. I was into Legos as a kid as well. They're
I
they're
liked him as
they
a
they've
kid.
done they've done a lot of cool new stuff with them, like the architecture and the botanical stuff. My nephews who have now aged out of Legos a little bit. They're 16 and or no, it doesn't matter how old they are. They're teenagers, but they were super into Legos as kids as well. And I think this is just what grandparents do. But like when I was a kid, like you'd get those little sets that cost like $8, and like that's I'd get one of those once in a while. And then maybe on my Christmas or my birthday, I'd get like a castle or a ship or something.
oh
And they
yeah,
were always
Um,
very expensive, even
oh
when we
yeah,
were young.
yeah.
yeah, yeah. And man, my mom just on a Tuesday afternoon, because my nephew was bored, my mom would give him a set to put together that was like two of my Christmases. I was like, Mom, it's a Tuesday. I don't know.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah. You know,
spoiled.
hey, dude, I gotta tell you though, these Legos, some of these pieces, because they'll retire them, right? Like for example, I
Yeah.
was actually looking for the Millennium Falcon, the big one, right?
Mm.
Yeah.
But they've retired it. They don't sell it anymore. So,
Yeah.
and for anyone
I
who has it that hasn't been open, yo, they're asking a lot of money. I know someone who has the Disney Castle, um, or at least I heard somebody who has a Disney Castle that they never opened, but they've retired it, and now that castle, which sold I think at the time for like maybe 250, right? Is now like up
yeah.
to like 12, like 1,000, maybe 11, 1,200
Yeah.
bucks for it, right?
Dude, I heard a stat a few years ago that Legos are a more stable investment as far as ROI goes than most stocks.
Well, that's
Wait,
fun.
say it again. You cut out for me. You said Legos are what?
Legos are a more solid investment in terms of ROI. You buy a set for 250 and 2 years later sell it for 1,200 than most stocks are.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
Hey, tell me
Let me
about
ask you
this.
this.
Wait, tell me about this shirt, dude. Who's this character?
That's Frogcuda.
Wait,
Uh
I like this. I'm an XL. Tell me about.
yeah.
Oh,
Oh
look, he
wait,
has the
you
toy.
got him live. What is
Hold
it?
on. Yeah, bring him back.
This
Whoa.
So who's this
so the
guy?
original so this is Frogcuda. Let me grab
You
I'm
just
like I said,
dropped
I'm
it.
surrounded.
Frog Cuda, bro. You don't know Frog Cuda?
Yeah. This is
Frog.
the original Frogcuda toy from 1982.
Okay,
He's a little
Frog
bendy.
Akuda.
He's got wires and stuff. He's very bendy.
Okay.
So again, playing
Wow.
and just scaling things up, making them a little cooler. He's got he moves around, his arms move, hands moves, legs move. Very nice.
Oh,
I honestly think that Frogcuda, this toy here, is probably all around pound for pound. I think probably the best toy I've made.
I
Just
love
with
it.
look.
He's cool looking, man.
Thank
yeah.
you. Yeah, and he also comes with two sets of weapons because the original toy's weapons are glow in the dark.
Yeah.
So
Uh,
he comes with two sets, glow in the dark and painted. Uh
Hey,
his
Brian, let me.
color.
and so the t-shirt you pulled up there is the original. A lot of what I do for my packaging is I will pull from the original vintage packaging. So that is the watercolor painting from the back of the old. It was called Arco's The Other World, but I now own the trademark to Frogcuda. I bought that. So so
What
I
does
basically
that
go
cost? What's a trademark cost for something that no one's
trademark
heard of besides,
all
extremists?
all all trademarks cost the same unless you're buying it from somebody else who owns it. Uh, so so
Oh,
so Frogcuda at one point was trademarked back in the 80s and it was abandoned. If you don't show use or repurchase it, they get abandoned. So all trademarks only cost 250 bucks. It's a bit of a process and it takes about a year to get the trademark through.
Okay.
But
wow.
yeah, they're not super expensive. Yeah.
Is there like a
And I
graveyard
don't
I
trade.
can look for lost, abandoned trademarks and see if something cool like that to pick up?
Yeah, yeah. You go to I think it's USPTO is the website, and you can search for anything.
Dude,
Wow.
that's
Wow,
dope.
that's
So you
cool.
can make profit off of that design, and it's you own it now.
Yeah,
You get to.
and there's a and I did that more out of one to protect because most people like Frogcuda wasn't he's a well-known toy amongst people who collect stupid shit from the 80s, but he's not really on most people's radar. And so when I came out with that toy, a lot of people were like, "Whoa, that's really cool!" And so I bought it just to protect my own I don't trademark everything.
Yeah,
But I was like, well, anyone else can come in and swoop that and say it's theirs, but they can't now. It's mine.
that's
Um,
cool,
Nice.
man. Good for
So
you. Good for
I,
Frog and
yeah,
Cuda.
yeah,
I remember those
yeah,
guys. You say they have the wire in them, right? Because I remember after a while, sometimes
yeah,
the wire would break, like it would break through the skin, right, or something. Like,
yeah, yeah,
um,
yeah. You got to be careful with them. Yeah,
yeah,
Wow,
dude.
um,
this is
yeah.
like
I'm
your
envious.
It
childhood,
was,
Reg.
I'm sorry.
This is
yeah,
like your
and
childhood.
Oh, dude, I'm
I'll
loving
shut
this.
up. I'll
Like
shut
I'm
up.
like right now,
Yeah.
I'm seriously thinking I kind of want the shirt, so I'm gonna go to the store and look. You have it in double
Hey,
X? Because I
man,
make it.
I was gonna get the shirt. You can't be getting it now.
I'm gonna buy the shirt online,
Well,
Sal.
see now, yeah. Well, then
You see him. You guys can figure it out. But I'm thinking,
it
I
doesn't
think I
matter
want
if
to,
we both have the same shirt. I don't care if you're buying it or not. It's not
dude. I'm
cool
gonna,
now.
I want to get the shirt, and then I want to get the figure as
He
well.
doesn't have
Like,
your size. It doesn't come in size grimace, bro.
look at this dude. Dude, he has a
the
business. I'm trying to patronize his
the
business.
Yeah. Last resort
you,
toys,
look,
everybody.
you're not even in the same. You're not even in the same city. Just make sure if you meet up in person to not wear the
No,
shirt
I
out
see him
together.
enough. I
Yeah.
see him online, bro. It's enough.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
But
I'm actually sold. I'm sold out of the toys.
Okay.
But I am probably gonna do another version of him soon, maybe like a run of 50. Um, but where was I going with that? I don't know. Yeah.
Trademark owning
Yes,
it.
yeah. So the artwork on the shirt is pulled from the original packaging. That was that. And I do a
Okay.
lot of the same with so like with my Diener space creatures.
Here's another one, Run Amucks.
Yeah,
Oh
Runamucks
yeah.
is my original is one of my originals. They're little minifigures, much
Okay.
like the Diener erasers I was showing you.
Yeah.
But so for my space creatures, I
Oh yeah.
these are their package. So that's not a straight lift. So I call them XL, Diener space creatures
Okay.
XL.
Yeah, because they're
But
bigger.
all the colors, this rainbow, the moon, the rocket, all of that is from the original packaging. And then on the back of it, that's the back of the original packaging, just this artwork here.
Okay.
And then yeah, I don't do the graphics myself. I'm not a good 2D artist, so I hire my buddy Kevin to do all that.
Wow.
But so
Dude, this is great.
I like to bring in the original packaging. And I did the
Oh,
same thing
wait,
with Peeping Skeleton and
you design that and you bring your, so like, what do you design it like with pencil or something and then have him do the graphics?
very often, yeah, I will basically draw out a real sloppy version, uh, which is just sort of the general layout. I mean, there's a good chance I might even have an example right here. Um,
Oh,
like
Brian, this is really cool, dude.
sometimes I'll take photos of myself in a pose, for him to like replicate for one of my monsters or something like that. I'll grab another. Oh, here, you'll dig this. So for you can still hear me, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, of course you can. I'm just wearing my thingies. Uh, for Frogacuda, where is that? Here he is.
Frog and a barracuda mixed in one.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
all.
grabbing a few. I'm
Frog
grabbing
acuda.
a few things off screen.
Okay.
Uh, so like here's another. So I don't know if you saw my pumpkin toys. But this is the
Yeah,
cover card
yeah.
for Gary and Larry. So I hired an Australian artist to do that artwork for those guys.
Oh, wow.
I try to do a different style for each of my toys.
Yeah. Wow, that's really
But
cool.
then for Froggacuda, I wanted it to basically my idea was I wanted it to look like a heavy metal album cover.
Mm.
So that's the packaging for that.
Wow.
Oh, dude, that's awesome. That's
Dude.
awesome. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
and so I had my buddy lay the graphics over there, but
Yeah.
I
I love
hired
the
a dude.
planet.
I hired a dude to actually paint that. So that this is the original.
Oh.
Yeah. So I found a dude who does basically heavy metal type style artwork. He has a lot of
Yeah.
skulls and cool lighting and fog. So I had him actually paint this for me, and then I scanned that and used it for the artwork. So I've got that hanging on my wall over
Wow,
there.
that's
That's
awesome,
awesome,
man.
man.
That's really awesome, dude. All right, let
Thank
me
you,
ask you
thank you.
this. So, Brian, let me ask you this. Do you do,
Oh,
oh,
my
look at
bad.
that.
Yeah, what is this about, real quick?
You guys know the Aquabats, the band?
I
Uh,
don't know the Aquabats, no.
They're sort of pop punk, very weird from the late 90s, early 2000s. But they had a TV show called the Aquabats Super Show where it was a Monster of the Week show. So the large one there is a costume. The
Okay.
small one there is a replica of the costume I made for the purposes of exploding.
Oh,
oh
whoa.
my
Okay.
goodness.
Yeah. So it's a super wacky TV show. They've got like uh they have like a guest in every episode. They're big in the music scene. They've got like Jack Black on the show and
Wow.
several musicians and stuff. Yeah.
Wow, that's cool. All right, let me ask you this. Because I was curious about this. When Sal said we're going to have a toy maker on, some years ago, a guy suggested to me, back when I was really in my element or doing stand-up, he suggested that I get a toy made of me. Do you do custom
Mm.
pieces? Like if I wanted to get
Yeah.
really, oh dude, let's
Yeah,
talk
yeah.
because yeah, I want to. And then the packaging. So just off the top, this is what I was thinking, right? Like a figure, right? Like an action figure type style with a microphone, and I always wear my hat backwards and whatever. Um,
Yeah.
but packaging wise, like, is it possible to do it like the GI Joes, where it's like it's got the image and the guys are in the little compartment to
Yeah.
the side?
Yeah. I've made some of those. I've made like some fake toys like that for some movies and TV shows and stuff.
Oh,
You
dude.
can actually see. Yeah. My toys I sometimes sell to productions as well to use as set direction or art
Yeah.
direction. They're in a few TV shows and movies. My toys are in the background because I own the rights to them because they have to
Yeah.
clear everything. So if I'm working on the show, they're like, "Hey, can we just buy that from you and you sign off on it?" I'm like, "Yep, let's do it."
Nice. All right. Well,
Wow.
dude, let's exchange information because I really want to, like, I don't know,
Yeah,
cost wise, I don't know if it's, more cost effective to make more or how, how that works out. We can figure it out. But
it depends what you ultimately want. But yeah, we'll talk about it. That sounds cool.
okay.
Hey,
All right.
how did the tariffs affect you? Because I
Yeah,
remember
well,
you
they
saying
still
he's got a Halloween run coming and he had to get it going before they took effect.
Yeah, well, the tariffs are still affecting me, and and like they keep changing every day, so I don't know.
Yes.
But
Bogus.
in a so my I did a Kickstarter for a toy last year, and that was I mean it's been a year now. Production has been delayed because of both tariffs and I needed to remake a mold because there was a mistake. But anyways, so that order, this is small beans. That order, all said and done, is roughly about 10 grand. Mattel and Hasbro, they're doing, hundreds of millions of dollars in orders. But just for me personally, um, I'm getting, let me back up a tiny bit. I think that also a lot of people assume that, like, just because you're making something or you're doing a thing means that you must be doing super well with that thing or making a living off of it. I'm
Mhm.
not. I'm mostly breaking even on my toys. Um, I would love to make more. That's still the plan. That was always the plan. I'm not sure how if it's really gonna go that direction, but it keeps me creatively fulfilled, and I'm so happy to be doing it. Like, it's my art. Um, so I'm not like making a shit ton of profit off of this stuff. And so I did a Kickstarter last year just to say that before the tariffs were ever a thing. I priced out this thing. People bought it from me, and I gave all that money to the factory. All gone,
Oh wow.
done, product being made. All of a sudden, like, and let's go back to April when I think the tariffs for China right now are at 30%. Uh, Back in April, they were 145%. At that time, my toy was almost done, and I delayed it in part due to the tariffs. I would have been personally on the hook for $14,500 on a $10,000 toy order that I was breaking even on.
Whoa.
Yeah. So
Wow.
I'm breaking even on 10 grand, and then all of a sudden I need to go into debt 14 and a half grand just to deliver these toys that were already paid for. That's
Dude,
how
that
fucked that's how fucked the tariff situation is. And even now, I'm on the hook for 3 grand, which on one hand in the big picture is somewhat doable, but that is still me literally going losing. I'm losing 3 grand on this one toy I made.
wow.
Um,
Jesus.
it's not that I'm pulling from the 3 grands of profit I made on this toy because I didn't. Um,
Right.
that's me taking it,
S-
and that's a thing
Okay,
where
so
when the orders, yeah, go ahead.
I mean, this stuff squeezes out the smaller man, is what,
Oh,
well, what I
yeah,
was gonna say, I feel like this story needs to be heard so people fully understand what tariffs, how tariffs impact businesses large and small. Because even though
Mm.
as a small business, that's what he has to pay, but even for a large business, they still have to pay more, right? And obviously
Yeah,
they
yeah,
have
yeah,
more
yeah,
customers, but they're still paying
So
more.
if your order was
yeah.
10 grand, you would have to pay an additional 14 grand, point five over that.
Yeah,
Wow.
that was in April when it was
But
145%.
now
Now
it
it's
would
down to
be you have to pay
Well,
an additional what? Like if it's 30%, what, three
that's
grand?
3 grand, yeah, which is
Yeah.
still again, that's for the big companies that are making millions of dollars in profit. They can take it sucks and it's not cool for them either, but they can take that out of their profit.
Yeah.
right,
So
right.
and for them it's millions. For
Yeah.
them it's if they have an order of 10 million, it's 3 million. But they're a very large for-profit company. So that hurts their bottom line, but they're still a for-profit company.
There's
I'm
still,
all of a
yeah,
sudden I'm all of a sudden not only a for-profit company, I'm a fucking money pit for
right,
myself.
Right.
And it's
right.
like, and it's like, yeah, like honestly, like I don't, I'm gonna keep making toys, but if the tariffs stay as they are, it really is the end to what I've been doing in some ways. I have to just completely shift things and reevaluate everything as
Or
far as the toy making goes.
or you'd have to raise the price, right,
Yeah, but it's
to
already
offset those costs,
yeah.
right? You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
and my toys are already around $100.
Right.
They're luxury art items in a way. And they're sort of priced in the sweet spot of where they have to be. Most of them, I mean, like, based on the rules of pricing and marketing, all of my stuff is underpriced, but it's in the
Mm,
breadbasket of what similar products cost and what people are willing to pay.
right,
If I
right.
jack up everything by 30 or $40, like, I'm not, it's not going to make up for it because
Yeah,
yes,
You have
some
lower
people
that's
will
sales.
buy it.
yeah,
Exactly. My sales will go way down.
Right,
right.
So,
right.
yeah, it's a
Um,
real
Wow.
lose-lose situation. And there's a lot of people who canceled projects. I think the impacts of all of this are just now starting to be felt by the average citizen.
Hmm.
Because we've been living off of, and by we I mean as in America, we have been living off of a backlog of, because every company has, I'm making up some numbers here. Every company has weeks or months of products in storage. And I don't know if some people are going to be adding in some cost to those products, but a lot of companies are selling off what they have at the price they got them for. And so I don't think for a lot of stuff we have seen yet the full price increase that we're going to see in the next 6 months.
Right.
Um,
right.
Wow. Wow.
so
Well, thanks for sharing that, man.
yeah, we'll see
It's
how
got
that
a
all
real
goes.
spin on it when you see people
Yeah, people who are
really
directly
affects in real
impacted,
Yeah,
life.
right? Especially on
yeah,
the
and I
business
don't
side of
think
it.
yeah, and I don't think I've ever. I'm extremely liberal. I don't even like the Democrats anymore. But I don't think I've ever felt. I don't think I've ever felt an impact of anything that a president has done as immediately and as direct as I have felt this. Like, obviously, other policies affect me in every way, but like, this was a personal tax on me,
This is
Brian, of
crazy.
$14,500. Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Dude,
and
In trouble.
I feel the same way.
yeah,
I've said to people over the years, I go,
That's a,
I'm like, all these, a lot of policies are implemented in different places, and a lot of things have happened throughout the course of our lives with different presidents. And every once in a while, you'll feel some impact. Every blue
hmm
moon in a certain way. But right now, the way things are going, it's like something is said today, and then you feel it tomorrow, right? Like
yeah,
yeah,
it's
it's
wild.
immediate, which is nuts,
yeah.
that we live in this world right now. But
You got any more questions for Brian before you let him go? Yeah, I mean, this is your dream come true interview, right?
I know, dude. I'm like, I want to talk about toys and collecting and building and creating and creativity.
Yeah.
And you're like, you have your
Hey, I
original
mean,
And
pieces.
his style's like right up your age, it's kind of
yeah,
Well, I mean,
funny.
because I was looking at the stuff online, I was like, it's all aliens and monsters and skulls and blood and guts. Although I do like
yeah,
skulls. Hold up, let me just
yeah.
go ahead. I bought
Oh yeah,
this
yeah.
years
What you
ago.
got?
I mean, this is a wax. Uh-oh, this is a
Oh,
wax
Oh
that's
yeah,
cool.
skull,
that was cool.
right?
Is that one of
It's
those ones that like if you were to burn it, that it like bleeds a weird color or something?
I don't know. I got this at Barney's years ago. It was like
You
Ah,
I
never get
nice.
saw it, it
rid
was
of
on sale, and I was like, yo, I gotta get this. And I didn't have anywhere to put it for a long time, but finally I did. I do now. So I'm into
That's cool, man.
skulls. Yeah, thank you. I have that,
Yeah.
and then I found these recently, so I have these on either
Oh,
side,
nice.
right? And the killing thing about this is that these are salt and pepper shakers, but
it.
Oh,
they fit,
nice.
they fit perfectly with my
Oh, there you go.
my
Yeah,
There you
yeah,
skull.
go.
So I'm not
yeah,
anti skulls and
yeah.
stuff like that.
And
But
and most of my stuff as well is monstery and creepy, but it's also very soft and friendly.
okay.
Bright. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the
Like my
colors.
skull, like that guy's not scary, you
No, it's
know?
like
No,
Jack
not at all.
Skeleton almost.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like and like Froggacuda, like I don't know, he's not the most terrifying detailed he's silly, you know.
Yeah, I
Oh,
love the big
Froggy
red
Toad
eye.
is cool. He reminds me of Frog and Toad. If they had
Oh yeah,
like a weird freak who lived down the street.
Yeah, that's
if
Hey,
they
funny.
had a
Froggy
weird cousin.
Kuda, he's like their
Yeah,
Gandalf. How you doing,
yeah,
Froggy Kuda?
Yeah.
yeah.
So,
I feel like he'd be trying to like always just cause problems and get them into trouble and like do
Yeah,
bad stuff.
that's
and he
But
has
funny.
bad hygiene, I'd imagine.
Man, I wonder,
mm.
I mean, you got me thinking now, but I'm like this idea of creating your own toy line, right? Because you said you have your own originals, those mini ones.
The
Um,
mini ones, yeah, yeah.
but just the idea of trying to create your own toy line, like your own,
Is
whatever
that like,
world.
would that be, let's ask you that. What is that the dream? Like if you could have what you wanted, be like, hey, this is my own toy line. I make my own toys now. That's it.
And, or
Yeah,
or make a toy
which
that's sold in stores.
yeah, well, yeah. I mean, ultimately, I would love to be making more of a living off of it. I would love to be like I'm there. There's some guys who are, and I'm not saying this as like a slam or anything, but there's some people who are like kind of inject themselves into their art where they're like they're a character amongst like or like they're a character as an artist, which is in the tradition of artists, musicians or Dolly even or whatever, they sort of make a mythos around themselves. For me, I'm not trying to like I don't care if anyone ever recognizes me walking down the street, but what I would love is for people to be like, oh shit, that's a Bryan Fulk toy. Like I
Yeah,
recognize that style, I recognize
right.
That's cool.
that
That's
approach.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I respect that.
Yeah, or like to be I'm not making children's toys at this point, but to be someone's Boglins or to be someone's Ninja Turtles,
right.
that they look back on and they're like that thing uh I love and in one of my toys, Muckoid, which was one of the first ones I did, this
Muckle.
guy here.
Oh, look at that. Okay. That's funny. Holy cow.
Again, same deal. This is the original.
Oh, fun.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
But
Okay.
this toy in particular, when I was at so this is from 1991, from when I was a kid, and I got and this toy in particular, when I go to toy shows and stuff, um, little kids run right up to this toy. There's still something about the design, the color, the wackiness of it that
Yeah, he does look
hits.
friendly though. You do have that friendly vibe,
Yeah,
even
Yeah.
with all
yeah.
that teeth and a slug. And he's got his mouth agape, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's the eyes.
Yeah.
It's
Go ahead,
it's
Brian.
it's playful. It's not like I like the detail and stuff, but something, whatever it was, 30 plus years ago that when I was a kid that I was like, fuck, Muckwood's cool. This character still does that to kids now. Like they'll
Yeah,
run up to it at my table at a convention, which is cool. Makes me feel like I'm doing
yeah.
something right.
That's cool,
Nice.
man. I never have thought of it like that. And you're right.
You got
It's
me.
just a different form of art.
Yeah, you got me want to go to
Yeah,
like
yeah.
toy shows now, like toy conventions, and I haven't been
Dude,
going to Target, but I got to find a new place to
yeah,
go check out toys. Like
Target ain't the same,
yeah.
man.
yeah, well,
I'm
I try to find the mom and pop toy stores, the ones that you walk in
mm,
and it's just toys, wall to wall toys and
Yeah.
games.
yeah, yeah. I love
Um,
those. I'm
um,
sure there's some toy shows up in San Francisco, Oakland area.
yeah,
I'm doing one in Texas next weekend. And then there's one called Son of Monster Palooza here in LA that I'm doing in I think October. It's
okay,
not specifically a
Oh,
toy show. It's more of a special effects horror makeup industry show, but there's a lot of toy people there as well.
wow,
so what do
okay.
you do? Like set up a little area and then you just hawk your stuff or whatever?
Yep,
Hawk, why you gotta say
yep.
hawk?
I sell.
Sell, sell.
I know you
Is
make it sound
that
like it's back
bad?
alley. It's like,
I do
no,
it all the
I'm
time.
I
I'm
got
no, I'm doing it.
the
I'm
family
hawking.
coat.
I'm hawking my wares. No, yeah, I've got like a little banner. I've got little pedestals. I set up my stuff. See the same dudes. A couple times a year. At
Last
those shows.
Resort
And
Toys is what the
what's that?
band said. Last Resort
Yeah,
Toys
yeah, yeah.
banner.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's got my logo on it, and honestly, I mean, I don't know how much your audience gives a shit about this stuff, but I was gonna say, like, if
We'll find
you were just
out.
saying, well, yeah, well, I was gonna say, if you want to chat more, I'd be happy to come again. And just talk about art and stuff but like part of my company's name, we didn't quite get to this. after I had worked on several projects, which I thought were going to be like the start of my careers. I worked on some He-Man, I worked on Ninja
Mm.
Turtles, I worked on Ray Harryhausen, I worked with Robert Kirkman, the Walking Dead guy, and all these projects got
Oh,
canceled. I was out for a jog one day, kind of feeling frustrated and thinking about it, and I said to myself, just in my own head, my inner dialogue, I was like, man, like if this toy thing's gonna work out for me, like my last resort might be to just start my own company. And I was like, that's a cool
Ah,
name.
Last Resort
Um,
Toys. Oh, that's
wow,
awesome.
that's
yeah,
cool, man.
yeah. And so the whole independent venture came out of almost just necessity of me having had several false starts with bigger companies, and then
Mm.
also me remaining a traditional sculptor rather than digital. Um, Almost no company now, unless you're a very well-known traditional sculptor, almost no company now will allow you to sculpt traditionally, or they'll just be like, "No, never mind, we're not hiring you. We'll get a digital person. It's so much quicker and easier and cheaper."
Uh,
Right.
So there's a lot of that in it. The industry has grown and changed a ton in just in the past 15 years,
yeah.
where I'd say production uh, methods have probably been the same for the previous 60 to 70 years. And then in the past 15 years, they've completely changed in every way.
Wow.
Wow. Well,
Wow.
I like the
Yeah.
fact that you still hand sculpt, right? I think it
Yeah,
adds that
no, it's
personal
it's
touch
the
and
art. It's like
detail.
vinyl, baby.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Um,
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. And that's what I'm passionate about, doing,
yeah.
doing that. And some of my buds are some of the best digital sculptors in the business. And we make fun of each other and stuff all in jest, but a good digital sculptor is the people who own that craft are absolutely phenomenal. But it has also lowered the bar for entry to where it's like, hey, I downloaded the free copy of ZBrush. I spent 2 hours sculpting a toy, and then I printed it at my buddy's house who has a $500 printer in his garage. I'm a
Right.
toy
Mm.
maker now.
Yeah.
And like, yeah,
Hack.
yeah,
Okay.
and it's always great to have more access to things from more people, but then it really floods the entire environment with mediocrity as well. So,
Okay. So,
Yeah.
Brian, I'm gonna say
Let's feel that.
what we experience on the comedy side of that is the TikTok, YouTube, sensation, right? Who goes viral, and all of a
yep.
sudden now they're, because they make funny videos, now they're headliners, right? And
Yes,
they
yes.
they come,
Yeah.
they water down the craft and this mediocrity. It's just, I get it. I get it. Like
Yeah, dude.
Sal and
Yeah.
I are from the school of
Thanks.
like Sal and I are
Yeah.
from the school of like, no, you get out and you do the thing, man. You work this,
Yeah,
you hone your craft and you work that skill over and over again until you get good
Yep.
at it, right?
yeah,
And then
Yeah.
you get an opportunity to work in front of an audience and get paid for that 15-minute spot. Then you work to for that
Yeah.
30-minute spot until and then you become such a beast in the 30-minute spot that now it's like you now can
you
headline.
earn it.
Like you earned it.
Yeah.
But now it's like you just
Everything's a
said,
shortcut, man.
it's a shortcut.
Yeah.
It's too I bought
What?
the program and I studied for 2 hours and I got a friend who does a thing and now look at me, I'm a headliner. I sold out the whole week.
Yeah.
Like boo.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like, when people would, the phrase like, overnight fame or whatever, which was
Overnight
never
sensation.
over.
Yeah.
Yeah, which was never overnight. It was, it just means now you suddenly hit a stride or people
Right.
notice you.
Right.
'Cause I remember the first Toy Con I went to and had someone product with me. A couple guys were like, "Where'd you come from?" Which was like, "I've never seen your shit before, but it's good." And that comes from me years of hustling in the background.
Yeah.
But now, to what you're saying, like there is a bit of an actual overnight track, or at least rather than years of honing a craft and years of pounding the pavement, maybe months. I don't know.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Right.
No,
And
no.
and
Yeah. No,
yeah,
you're
and,
right.
and
You're,
similar
you're,
to
you're building a house on stilts.
Yeah. Well, the
yeah, yeah,
overnights.
and
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
oh, I was gonna say similar to the TikTokification that you were referring to in comedy, like a version of that exists in toys as well, where yes, like there's a community, there's TikTok, there's Instagram, but like I'm just here slinging silicone and fiberglass and resin and making my toys and just doing the work. And then there's other people, and I'm not slamming them, like they're playing the game. There's other people who will do the exact same thing I did, but make a very highly produced video about it.
Right.
Um,
Right. No,
yeah, yeah.
that's
Yeah,
it, man.
that's
That
funny.
is it. That is
That's
it.
funny.
And you're right. Every overnight sensation back in the day was 20 years in the making.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
20 years in the
All right.
making.
Well,
Um,
before I let you go, I got a little surprise for you, buddy. A little gift for my
Oh, okay.
and next week, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles round. How about that?
Oh yeah. I'm gonna sweep it.
Yeah, I expect a clean sweep across the board. All right.
and
Oh
and
well, now
I gotta say this.
now I feel pressure.
So I didn't watch the Ninja Turtles growing up, but my son watches it now, and he loves it. And I gotta admit,
Oh wait a
like
second, I lost you, Reggie. I
oh,
think
okay.
my internet's the bad one.
Yeah.
Okay, wait, I can hear you now.
Okay. I was saying that growing up, I didn't watch Ninja Turtles growing up. They came after me. I have a friend who's probably about your age who's got a whole Ninja Turtle sleeve, right? He's got
Oh,
all,
nice.
but my son now watches the Ninja Turtles, um, and it's on in the background a lot of times. So I just end up hearing it. Dude, it's a really great. I mean, the writing is phenomenal. If this show now, because I think he's watching more of the newer version of it,
Okay,
where
I was gonna say what
Yeah,
version.
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
but it's like the writing is
The
really good, right? And it's really funny in a lot of different
the
ways.
new the new ones are really great, I think.
Okay.
The old ones don't hold up that well,
I will
to be
say
fair.
though,
But
the first 5 episodes of the original are amazing because
yes.
it's like that whole
Well,
first run was awesome.
Oh, but
the first 5 episodes of the cartoon is roughly the same as the first issue of the comic,
Ah,
which is also roughly the first film.
ah,
oh, okay,
ah.
okay. So what
Yeah.
were you saying though? You
Also,
okay?
next week in AMC theaters, they're re-releasing the first film just next weekend for the 35th anniversary, which is pretty
Wow.
chill.
Wait, is that
That's
the
a
Yeah,
good
one
I'm,
where
one.
I'm
the
gonna.
guys are in the big costumes, right?
Yeah,
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 the original with Casey Jones, bro,
yeah.
Okay.
and
Okay.
Raphael,
You're saying, Brian, you're
man.
saying that the old don't stand up? Yeah. You're saying you're saying
The
the
old cartoons don't.
Yeah,
okay.
once
Okay.
they got
But these new ones,
crazier
so you
and
still watch them then?
they did 10 seasons.
Yeah, yeah. It's a lot, and it gets I think it probably gets less good as it goes. I have the
Yeah.
whole series. I've never. Yeah. But the comic book. Sorry, we're dragging this out. You can end this at any time. But
No,
the
that's fine.
comic book came out in '84,
Okay.
and the cartoon came out in I think '88. But the comic book is great. It's not your friendly cartoon turtles.
No, no.
They are violent and they kill people and they drink beer and they swear
Oh
and
And they love
it's
pizza, right?
yeah. And like there's a lot of it that's still there, like the pizza and the weirdness and everything. But they obviously had to friendly that up quite a bit for a Saturday morning
Right,
cartoon.
right.
See, I didn't know
Um,
that. I didn't know
yeah,
that they
but
were that
Yeah,
violent.
yeah,
yeah.
I always recommend to people like you don't have to read the whole thing. The first issue is sort of a complete story because they never thought it was going to go anywhere. I
Okay.
always recommend to people, I was like, if you just like you could probably find it online, but also it's been republished so many times. Like if you like read the first issue and you get a feel for what the turtles not necessarily were meant to be, but were and are and have the potential. Like it's a lot deeper than just the cartoons
Right,
and movies, I guess.
right. I
Okay,
can see
so
that.
this is what I was gonna say is, and I can't. I wish I could remember it right now. And if I knew we were gonna talk about this, then I would have looked it up. But the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles were not a spinoff, but
Oh, look, did you trivia? I should have never mentioned it. I know what
well,
you're gonna say.
yeah,
Oh, that's a
like they
trivia
were
question next week.
they
No,
were in their
yes,
response to
yes, an
another
MCU
cartoon.
guy. I know who you're talking about. He already
Yeah,
knows it. All right, you're gonna sweep. It's Daredevil. There it is.
yes, that's what it
Okay,
was.
yeah,
That's what it was,
okay.
right?
All right.
So
It's great seeing you, Brian. I got many more answers. He
and
already
Brian,
mentioned
Stop
one of
publishing the
them.
trivia answers.
You already mentioned another one, and I didn't even mention it. So you already got 2 points in this 30.
Oh,
Sal, he doesn't know. Sal,
I
he didn't
did.
know that until you just
Yeah.
told him. But hold up, Brian. I want to say this. A couple things. First
Yeah,
off, thank you so much for taking the time today, man. This has been phenomenal. Like your wealth of knowledge
yeah,
is impressive. I love that you showed us different pieces and the originals versus what you've been making. That's really great. I'm serious about wanting to work with you on something. So I guess I can just
for
reach you
sure. We'll
through.
talk about that.
I can reach you through the website, like the
Regicuda.
contact.
Yeah, honestly, Sal's got my info. You
Yeah,
can
Last
get with him.
Resort Toys, dude. Instagram, Last Resort Toys, everybody.
He
That's
just
how I
said,
Yeah,
contacted him.
Sal, he just said you have his information. I'm gonna go through you.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
yeah.
Last
So
Resort Toys. I just told you it.
Yeah, yeah. Sal has my personal info, but for anyone else interested, DM me on Instagram. I'm pretty responsive there.
and so on
Uh,
Instagram, it is at Last Resort Toys.
Yep.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna go follow right now then.
All
So
right. Thank
Yeah.
you
Well,
very
honestly,
much, Brad. Oh, I didn't mean to
it
tip
was
you
super it
off.
was super fun. Sorry, I think my internet's being bad again.
go ahead, Brian. What were you saying?
Oh, I was just saying this was super fun, and thanks for having me on and being interested in hearing what I have to say about my stupid toys.
Dude, they're not
Yeah, it's
stupid. They're
good.
great, dude. They're
Hey,
phenomenal.
man,
I love
you
it. I
gotta,
love it. I'm
you gotta have me come over and we'll beat Ninja Turtles, the arcade game.
like,
Yeah, man, dude.
That's
Next
the best
Wednesday,
one.
like I live. If there were no buildings in the way, I could see Jay's bar from my
That's
place. Like it's a block and a
hilarious.
half away.
Wow,
Next
you're that
Wednesday
close.
after trivia, we can
Oh,
invite
it's
Norms
in,
out to
dude.
come have a competition.
There you go. Yeah. All right. We'll get it on, dude. We'll have a little tournament
dude,
one night.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's
It's
gonna be
it's
Okay.
fun.
it's gonna be. I have certain house rules though. It's strip turtles. So every time you got to use an extra life, an article of clothing comes off.
See, now you just made it weird. How we gonna get people to come over your place like that, dog? What you doing?
Strip
Those are my rules.
turtles.
Those are my rules.
Those are
Dude,
my rules.
it's his game.
Yeah, he'll
He's
know
gonna
that
master it.
he owns. He's so
It's,
good.
it's gonna be awesome when he's standing there completely clothed and you're standing there butt ass naked
Uh,
trying
Yes,
to-
yes, my
uh,
plan has worked.
That's like, man, yeah. Come over to my place. I got a plan to get him naked. All right, Brian. Nice seeing you, buddy.
Hey Brian, beware what you ask for because I'm telling you that's a sight you may not want to see.
I've been hitting them weights. All right. Thank you, buddy. I'll see you next week, and I expect a sweep on the Turtles round.
Awesome. I'll do my best.
All right.
Really fun chatting with you guys.
Yeah, have a good one,
thanks for
brother.
visiting. Great meeting you
All
too.
right.
I'll be in touch. All right.
Yeah,
Have a
you
great
too.
day.
Take care.
All right. You too. Peace.
Hey, you got to close it out, dude.
Oh, I do. I was waiting for you to end it.
No, I'm gonna say I'm gonna talk shit about you real quick. Actually, we're about to wrap it up too, anyway, Reg, because my batteries are gonna die here.
Oh, okay.
I'll close it out. You guys can whisper about me. See
All
you
right.
later.
All right. See you later,
Thanks,
Brian.
brother.
Take care. All right.
It's funny. It's different because comics know. Comics go, all right, bye.
Yeah.
You know, but
It's like, okay, bye.
yeah. All right, but yo, wrap us up because my battery is gonna die, dude. So
Okay, you're not plugged in. All right, well, hey, I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode because I had a phenomenal time.
Very
This was
sure
awesome.
did.
Talking to Bryan Fulk, Fulk.
Yeah, I didn't even ask him about it. I was like,
Yeah.
it's a different name, dog.
Well, he's a toy maker, and you can check out his stuff at lastresorttoys.com. That's also where you find him on Instagram. If you did like today's episode, please like, share, subscribe. We love to hear your comments. We love it, and we're gonna keep doing it. So please keep tuning in. That's Sal Kalani.
Yeah,
Reggie
thanks for
Steele.
listening.
And thanks for listening. And this is Spitballin.
Peace.
Peace.